Hi there, welcome to Tarotland Soap Opera. Today I'm going to do a reading for Scorpio energy, and like usual on this channel, we're going to do two rows. The top row is going to be high vibe Scorpio energy. The bottom row is going to be a more worldly Scorpio or shadowy Scorpio energy. And for some people, it's because they're struggling within themselves. You know, we have this dualistic nature. We can do this or that, and we have to make a choice. And some people are struggling within themselves. But since it's not a personal reading, there is going to be other people who have made the decision to move forward in life differently, having some hope and faith and belief in themselves and love, in their dreams, and they're going to move forward in that energy. And when some people in the world are moving forward in that way, there's going to be some other people in the world who aren't. We all heal and grow and mature and face our fears at different times in our life. And sometimes when we're ready to move forward in life differently, some other people aren't. So we're going to read it from those different perspectives. Scorpio energy and high vibe is about people who want to be in deep, meaningful relationships. It's about the deep emotions that we have. We're emotionally complex human beings. And high vibe people want to go on willing to ride the big roller coaster of life emotionally. I'm willing to go experience it all. Everything that I want to go take action towards and do take action towards isn't going to work out the way I want. But I believe I can pick myself back up, that I can deal with it emotionally, and I can keep moving forward and pursuing my dreams. I have lessons to learn in life. And some people who might harness a more worldly or shadowy Scorpio energy might not like to connect in with their emotions that much, because we are emotionally complex and it's confusing. We have all these conflicting thoughts. I hate them. I love them. I don't want to see them. I hope they call tomorrow, you know? And some people just decide to forget it. I'm not going to deal with it. And they just bury it under the surface and choose to live more maybe from their ego and their defensive nature, or things didn't work out the way they wanted, and they decided from now on they're going to operate from their ego or defensive nature to love. Not everybody wants to do love. You can get hurt doing love. So the reason for the top rose reading is the healer of the ages. It's also the reason why the reading came out. The reason for the bottom rose reading is the first chakra, which talks about kind of the core foundation that we operate from. What is our truth? Do we have hope and faith and belief in love, or are we more about ourselves, the world, our ego, our image, our indulgence? What is our truth emotionally? Let's go look at the bottom row first. The only two cards showing themselves is the all tied up and the thinking woman. The way I read tarot is the masculine energies can represent how we're taking action in the world, how we present ourselves in the world, but the feminine figures reflect how we really think and feel. So, in shadowy energy, some people could be all tied up in their mind emotionally because they have felt betrayed before, or they're all tied up because they don't maybe believe in their dreams, because the thinking woman is like the Queen of Swords card. Do I have hope and faith and belief in my dreams? Do I believe I can heal? And part of getting ourselves out of that is to look at life from a higher perspective, to stand back. That's why I have this thing of, you can't quite see it here, but of the planets and the sun. You know, put life in the bigger picture. Step back. I'm probably going to live 80 years. Must I have this or this or this in my life at this very moment? Or am I okay? Can I take the steps necessary to maybe have like stability and security and enjoy my life and kind of go with the flow? Get out of living more from my mind. Two kind of cards that are about air sign energy of the mind. The Eight of Swords, Gemini energy, maybe worried about love, worried about how people view me. Will my dreams come into reality? That can be for some people. And we could have all been in relationships with people that we wanted to build a foundation with, and we wanted a dream to come into reality, but maybe some of the people that we were in relationships with Might have a lot of healing to do. Another way this card could be interpreted as shadowy and why some people got out of relationships with certain people, and even a way of living their own life. Some people like to be like God in people's lives. I want you to view me as like your savior, your saving grace. You look to me for everything you need. You look to me as the foundation that you build your life on. You don't listen to your own intuition. You don't believe in your own dreams. You look to me as like God in your life. And then I think when those people get in relationships with people, I think they're always up in their head and really fearful that the other people, we all have our own dreams. We all have our own unique talent, skills, and interests. We didn't come here to get in relationships with other people. We're supposed to be two individuals. And we come together and we work together. And the middle circle is where we work together cooperatively for a common goal. But the outside part is the part where we're our own unique individual. We have our own unique interests. We have our own unique talent, skills, and interests. But some people don't like that. It's all about them. That's kind of some people who love themselves, think they're the shining star. They make themselves the most important person in their life. They don't do equal give and take and treat other people the way they like to be treated and look at other people as their own individual. They're kind of all about themselves. And then they think when they get in relationships with people, they're the shining star. Everybody should make their life about them. That would be someone who's very egocentric. It's all about them. And that can be how some people want to live their life and how they view relationships. I want to be in a relationship where it's all about me. Everybody else should put aside their pride and ego, but never me. I'm the star of the show. It's all about me. My wants, my needs, my lust, my greed, my pride, my ego. And that's how some people view life. And for some of those people, that's their truth. And that's how they're going to keep living their life. And we just need to see the truth of that when we come in contact with some people like that. Now, the way, there's just subtle differences of intention between people who have a more worldly, shadowy view of life and people who have a more high vibrational view of life. We could have been people who are in our God Savior complex. Oh, look at these people. Oh, I know they have these fears, they have these insecurities, they have this defensive nature. Oh, I can heal them. I will make them look at life from a higher perspective. And we kind of need to get out of that. It's one thing to go be loving and encouraging to people, spread the good news in a sense, but we respect and see the truth and deal with the truth of where people are at. And if people are defensive to aligning with their more hopeful, believing, loving nature, we've got to get out of our God Savior complex. Like, nope, I'm going to work with you. I'm going to get in a relationship with you. I'm going to marry you. I'm going to save you. How about we just offer people love and respect and kindness and encouragement? And if they keep staying in defensive to aligning with that energy within themselves, we wish them peace and love and joy. And we move on because they're operating from a different foundation. So the difference is high vibe people offer people love and encouragement, wanting them to free themselves. Other people kind of have that same God Savior complex, but they want you to not heal. I want you to be codependent on me. And some people like those kind of relationships, kind of like a parent, child, teacher, student. You look to me like a shining star that you need to be in a relationship with me in order for you to be at peace and in the energy of love with me. But the only problem is if the people they get in a relationship with, who wants to keep staying up in their head and feeling betrayed by past life experiences or by their own fears or insecurities. Sometimes some shadowy people get in a relationship with people. We can all be kind of wherever we're at in life, have our fears, have our insecurities, have our self-limiting beliefs. But if some shadowy people get in a relationship with someone whose core foundation is love, They're just at a stage of life where they're, dealing with some fears or insecurities, and we can all kind of be on the same page at the same time, but we have this different foundation that we operate from. And some shadowy people think, oh, this is great. Look, I found a loving person who's up in their head and they maybe been betrayed. I'm going to try to get in a relationship with them and make them, want them to stay in the relationship with me, doing the relationship like this forever. Shadowy energy is like dead, stagnant energy. It doesn't grow and change and mature over time. And some of these people that have this God Savior complex in a shadowy way, this is how they like to live life. This is how they view relationships. This is the kind of relationship they want to be in. And then they're hoping that you won't change. If you have your fears, your insecurities, your self-limiting beliefs that you came into the relationship with, they want you to stay in that and keep viewing them as like your savior. But if you start to listen to your intuition and believe in yourself and believe in your dreams and really operate from the truth of your foundation, well, then you're actually healing. And then, life is about going through these phases of life. Just like we did age 15, going to age 18, going to age 21, going to age 25. We're at a phase of life. We have certain lessons to learn. We view life a certain way. We live our life at that phase. We kind of are maybe starting to listen to our intuition that it's time to go to the next phase of life. I need to deal with my fears and my insecurities, look at what good things about my life and things I've learned, and what things need to go. What things are more immature that I used to indulge in, more immature ways of viewing things, get out of some of my fears and insecurities, and then we go to the next phase of life, and we go to be an 18-year-old, a 21-year-old, a 25-year-old, and we're supposed to do that throughout our life. It's like shedding our skin or peeling back layers of our worldly nature, because if we looked at us as a human being and our more worldly, immature, indulgent, self-centered, petty, envious, jealous, lazy nature, it's like an onion that we have layers and layers to peel off to grow to our full potential, to be a more enlightened person about how to work together with others, how to love ourselves, how to maintain balance within ourselves, how to treat other people the way we like to be treated. And high vibe people want to do that. The only thing is they get in relationships with some people who are at a phase in life and they're happy there. I'm good living my life like this. I don't want to live life any differently. This is what I view as victorious in my view of life. I live more from my mind than my heart. I'm defensive of change. I want people to be in a relationship with me, move forward with me in a relationship, and just balance out their emotions about the fact that I might live more from my ego than my heart. But I want you to be a loving, nurturing person. I want you to have that spark of life. I just want you to give that up. I mean, be loving and nurturing and supportive and encouraging to me, but don't grow anymore. You stay stagnant with me, and that's their strategy because they have a lot of fear and insecurity about listening to their intuition. If we're going to move forward in life differently, we're going kind of into unknown territory that we haven't been before, and it's scary. And we have to listen to love and intuition to guide us, and we'd have to temper our fears and our insecurities. And for some people, they're like, oh, no, emotionally, no, I don't want to do that. That does require me to deal with my fears and my insecurities about stepping out of my comfort zone and doing life differently. And instead, they use their intuition in a shadowy way. Oh, look, there's someone who has fears and insecurities just like me. Maybe I can kind of manipulate them, shadowy Leo energy, operating more from the ego. I don't want to be truthful and authentic and just and fair and grow and mature myself, but in shadowy Leo, I think Because I might shine bright in the world. I might, have these traits and qualities and characteristics that make people view me as more of a high vibe person. I think I can use those traits and qualities and characteristics to, in shadowy Leo energy, emotionally manipulate someone. And that's how some people live their life. And that's how they want to keep living their life. And some of you have already been in relationships with people like that. Some people are in workplaces, friendships, or relationships with people who are like that. They're not who they say they are. You thought a dream was going to come into reality. And you realize it's not. Is this person in a relationship with me because of love? Are they aligned with hope and faith and belief in love? Or are they kind of shadowy or fearful or insecure or defensive or prideful or egotistical? Don't want things to change. They have these ways of being that they don't want to work through to free themselves from kind of operating in these shadowy ways of being. To heal. Maybe they've got some issues within themselves they should work through. Some pain, some heartbreak, some fears, some insecurities. And they're defensive. Shadowy Queen of Swords is I am defensive. I'm up in my head. I have a lot of fears and insecurities of love. I can get hurt doing love. So I choose to live more from my mind than my heart. I think I can use my emotions and my sexuality and my resources in the world, the way I present myself in the world, all these things to try to manipulate people to stay in a relationship with me and do the relationship the way I want, which is we live life like this and we do not heal. We do not look at life from a higher perspective. It can all be about looking like a shining star in the world. I want people to view me a certain way. For some people, love is optional. Who can I be in a relationship with so I look like a shining star? So I look like I have what other people have. So I look victorious and successful. At my core foundation, I want to look like I am victorious and successful. And they they're just going to balance out their emotions that maybe they're in jobs and friendships and relationships with people and they're putting on a show. Because this to me looks like a man dressed up like a lady, which is someone who's like operating from their egoic nature, male or female, who tries to present themselves as a more loving person than they really are. Because at their core foundation, in shadow, they're more aligned with their egoic, defensive, worldly, themself, materialistic, indulgent nature. But they just hope that people will balance out their emotions, that they're not really authentically who they say they are. And for other people, they were a balance between, taking action in the world, really authentically being a loving person. They were presenting themselves authentically. They are balanced. Shadow energies where people are tipped out of balance. And some people were in these workplaces and friendships with people. They were being patient. They were being loving. They were trying to help people work through their fears and insecurities to get them to listen to their intuition and love and believe in themselves. But eventually, if the people keep staying defensive, we realize my dream's not going to come into reality here. And that's when people, even though they have anxiety about leaving because they wanted a dream to come into reality with these people, for them to be in their life long term, to have this cooperative type loving relationship, eventually their intuition is telling them it's time to go. Because I might have tempered and learned some lessons in life to be a loving, giving person, temper my more immature nature, my fearful nature, my defensive nature, my bossy nature, my indulgent nature, whatever the case is, but the other people aren't. And I kind of see the truth of it. My intuition is telling me it's time to go. until they make that free will decision themselves, my dream isn't going to come into reality. You know, and if we indulge people in poor behavior, they have no incentive to change. You keep staying. Perfect. That works for me. Let's go look at these two cards that aren't showing themselves. I think when people are, you know, and then this is where some people can be battling within themselves, some of the high vibe people. But I wanted to stay in that job. I wanted to stay in that friendship. I wanted to stay in that relationship. You know, I love those people. I was hoping those people would heal. And we battle within ourselves because, well, we'll get up to the top row in a moment, but we do have the deceit card there. It's blocking the man holding the heart. People taking action authentically from truth and love. And we're kind of deceiving ourselves. But why? Because of the fourth chakra, the heart card. But I love them. Well, we can love people and keep our distance from them if they're treating us in cold ways, defensive ways, being prideful or egotistical, doing things that cause us a lot of stress, anxiety. You know, I think because we live in a world of duality, we have the free will to create a little heaven on earth or a little hell on earth. And I think if there's people creating a little hell on earth, that means God's creating a little heaven on earth. Which one are we going to stay in? And are we willing to deal with the truth? Or because we love someone, we're going to stay in denial of the truth. And that's what some people are doing right now. Some people are in these mismatched relationships, and you know, we're ready to see the truth when we're ready to see the truth. You could look at the deceit card as the Seven of Swords card, where, well, I'm still confused about the truth. Aquarius energy again, just like the Queen of Swords. I had a dream I wanted to come into reality. I'm sure these people will change one day. I'm sure one day these people will quit acting in these shadowy ways. Well, we can keep staying in denial of the truth as long as we want. We're creating our life every day by what thoughts and emotions and people we choose to invest our time, energy, and effort into. We can keep staying in an imbalanced relationship where we give and other people take. We act with character and integrity and other people don't. It's an equally imbalanced relationship. We deserve to be in just and fair and balanced relationships where there's equal give and take. But do we believe in ourselves and believe in our dreams, or are we defensive to facing our fears and insecurities about overcoming whatever in us makes us stay in something where people aren't being just and fair and loving? High vibe energy is about freeing yourself from the things that manipulate you. What would possibly make us stay in those shadowy situations? Love is the answer to working through those. So we have the Healer of the Ages and we have the Heart card. I offer love to work through the mental confusion about why I would stay in a situation where people are not treating me in a just and fair and authentic and loving and warm and encouraging way. Do I not deserve to be in relationships with people like that? We all repeat certain patterns of behavior until we've learned the lesson we were meant to learn from that pattern, and then we go to the next phase of life. The truth sets us free, but we have to see through the illusion. And the deceit card, like the Seven of Swords card, I'm not going to look for it. Most of you probably know what it looks like. As a person holding the Five Swords, which is I have a dream, and then the Two Swords, but which way do I go? Is it this? Is it that? And life's about making these decisions. And high vibe energy is there to help us, offering us love and encouragement, but we have free will to align with our more loving, hopeful, believing nature to not stay stuck. The first card out for the top row is the indecision card in reverse, which is like the Two of Swords. I'm not going to stay in denial of the truth anymore. The truth is, if I'm in relationships with people and I'm treating them with love and respect, I'm not being prideful or defensive or manipulative or egotistical, immature, whatever, then I do deserve to be in relationships with people who treat me that way. And if I'm in relationship with people who don't treat me that way, I'm going to wish them love, but I have a dream and I'm going to take action in the world to heal myself and invest in myself instead of investing in people in my world who aren't reciprocating love with me. And I will take action to offer love to the people in the world who are willing to work together with me cooperatively in love. And I will go enjoy my life investing in people and things that I enjoy in the world where I am treated with respect and love. And part of the reason we could have done that is because it could have been something in our foundation that we were used to. Maybe we were used to dealing with people that were kind of more living more from their mind than their heart, or bossy or controlling or egotistical, or, we all have our worldly shadowy nature. We all grow up in the world. We all kind of get influenced by the world to make our life about looking like a shining star in the world. And isn't that the most important thing? And how people view me and how people perceive me, instead of me really loving and appreciating myself and not caring so much about what other people think, freeing ourselves from that to just go live our authentic life. The world's going to judge you anyway, regardless, depending on the type of person they are. How about I'm going to get out of my ego about it, and I'm going to choose to love myself. Me and God are going to know my worth and value. If I'm taking action in truth and love and treating people the way I like to be treated, I guess there's going to be people that are going to judge me in a shadowy way regardless, but that's maybe because of the type of person they are. Loving and encouraging people are going to love and encourage me. Shadowy people are not going to like me regardless. And yeah. So you could have been repeating a pattern. We worked through that to figure out, why do I keep getting in relationships with people like that? And what was I in my God Savior complex? If I see from now on that people are immature, I've already been in relationships with immature people, it's like, sorry, we're going to be friends. Oh, I see somebody's arrogant or bossy or controlling. Oops. Yeah, I've been in relationships with people like that. And we learn the lesson. If I know people have certain traits and characteristics that I don't enjoy being in a relationship with them, am I willing to see the truth of it? It might just be people who I'm attracted to that maybe are attractive or something. Do I just get in relationships with people because they're attractive? Well, that probably didn't work out the way I wanted. I got to quit, kind of being more surface level and superficial. I need to get to know people. I need to find out what their truth is. Are they a loving person? Are they a balanced person? Are they someone who acts with character and integrity? Whatever the pattern is, to see through the pattern of why I would stay or get into relationships with people who are like that. Am I trying to get people, that can be us and our ego. Am I trying to get people that reject me to love me? Why? Why don't I just accept that some people don't want to be my friend or be in a relationship with me? Why am I determined to try to get someone like that to change their mind to love me? Why don't I love me? And then I don't have to spend my time trying to convince other people to love me. And some people did that work. Why am I staying somewhere where someone isn't treating me in a just and fair and loving manner? I might not be used to being in relationships with people who treat me in a just and fair and loving manner. This is my pattern. I'm tired of it. I don't want to be in a relationship like this anymore. I'm willing to step out my comfort zone and be in relationships with people who do treat me the way I treat them. It might be different. I might not be used to it. I'm going to get used to it. I'm going to, and it starts with us loving ourselves, because we can be a very loving person, but for other people to love us, oh no, I'm like a giver, a healer of the ages. I just give to other people. Oh no, I don't let other people love me because I kind of have some issues with loving myself. But I'm a very giving, loving person. I view myself as a very loving, giving person. I just don't accept people loving me. Well, then we do this work within ourselves to love me and appreciate what we bring to the table and realize I do deserve to be in relationships with people who treat me that way. And I need to treat myself that way. The answer lies within us, in our own heart, of how we deceive ourselves from loving ourselves and healing ourselves so that we can be in loving and healed and balanced relationships and quit rejecting people who try to love us. And let the people in our life who were probably happy that we hadn't learned to love ourselves, because then we would keep giving to them. But it gets exhausting, right? I mean, your cup of love might kind of overflow, but eventually we kind of like, is this person ever going to give back and love me? Is my cup ever going to be replenished, or do I have to replenish my own cup always? And we speak our truth. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm moving forward like this and coming up here. Are you coming with, or are you not? And some of the people said, no, you changed. I don't change. If I'm about the world, I'm still about the world. If I'm more about myself, I'm still more about myself. If I'm egotistical and self-centered or whatever, or indulgent or materialistic, I'll go find someone else who will indulge me in my shadowy ways of being. Or I'll go find another loving person who hasn't learned to love themselves, so they indulge me in my ego. I also like to view myself as a loving person. I just don't like it when people grow and change and heal and mature themselves, because then they're moving forward in life differently, and that requires me to get out of my ego and my comfort zone and to heal and grow and mature with them, and I don't want to do that. I like this. So, what are these two cards? Generally, I think it's the fact that they've rejected harnessing these energies in a high vibe way, and they don't want people to know that, and they've probably had people who harness these energies in a high vibe way leave their life. And because those people left their life, they're in a mental prison, and they feel betrayed because those people were supposed to make them God in their life. They harness these energies in a shadowy way, and they don't want the people that they're currently trying to get to move forward with them in a relationship to know the truth of. Blossoming abundance and the Magician. So the Magician is Gemini Virgo energy. This card being like the Eight of Swords is Gemini energy. Gemini is a dualistic sign, which all of us have to align with in some shape or form. Is my truth, because Gemini energy, air sign energy of the mind, is my truth love, hope, faith, and belief in my dreams? Or is it the world or myself or indulgence or enabling my more immature nature in the world? Some of these people didn't choose to harness high vibe Gemini, Scorpio, Aquarius, Cancer energy, Leo energy, Sagittarius energy. They chose to reject that, believing in themselves and believing in their dreams, believing they have the resources to manifest their dreams into reality, because the Magician of Gemini and Virgo is, what am I going to invest in that I think I can manifest my dreams into reality with? And they didn't choose to invest in their more loving, intuitive, creative, inspired, hopeful, believing nature. They rejected that, and they're hiding that they spend more time focused on these things of the world that they think will help them get the victory that they want in life, that will make them happy. If I think I'm going to use my looks, I'll use my looks. If it's my status and image and reputation, I'm going to put a lot of work and effort into having a certain status, image, and reputation. If it's my wealth, I'm going to use that. If it's my social clout, I'm going to work on that. And that's what they chose to invest in. And that's what they use to try to get people to stay in a relationship with them, because they're not being truthful and honest and authentic. They just create an illusion. Shadowy people can try to create an illusion they're a high vibe person to get a high vibe person to get in a relationship with them, because it's great to be in relationships with people who are loving and nurturing and warm and giving and supportive. And they try to create an illusion that that's who they are too, so that those people will move forward with them in a relationship. And hoping that once those people figure out the truth, I kind of look at the strategy card as the Ace of Swords. Once those people kind of see the truth, oh wow, this person, it's not love and hope and faith and growing and maturing and healing that motivates them. It's kind of more about them or the ego or the image. And they just keep hoping I'm going to balance out my emotions about the situation because I do have love for them. And they could present themselves as like loving to me and when we go out in the world. But it's kind of like a, shadowy energy can be represented by the moon, and high vibe energy is represented by the sun. The moon is different from the sun. It might have light about it, but it's not a truly authentic, loving, life-giving energy. And then they're just hoping that we'll settle for the illusion and keep moving forward with it because we're kind of in our ego about getting out of it. Because by worldly standards, it does kind of maybe look like we've got everything that we should want. But it is more about the things of the world than love. And some people weren't willing to give up an authentic, loving life and settle for the illusion. So the high vibe people said, I'm not going to stay stuck in this, and is kind of feeling like someone committed fraud in a way, But I do think later in life, people who know and have had life experience, then they're purposely trying to, they know their truth and they're not telling people their truth. And then they're really trying to purposely manipulate people. But I think initially in life, we're not really sure. We don't know what our truth is. We're getting in these relationships to try to get clear about what our truth is. And we can get in these mismatched relationships. And everybody initially can feel betrayed because, well, why did you want me to... I don't want to deal with the truth. I don't want to have to work through those issues. And it was someone in their life who kind of forced them to, and same way when we were in a relationship with them, it forced us to get to the truth of what foundation do we operate from. And everybody could have felt betrayed, but it forced everybody to kind of see the truth of what their truth is. And once people have seen that truth, then they're consciously aware that they're purposely choosing, because they've also, by some shadowy people getting in contact with some loving people, if they previously wanted to live in illusion about who they are, because the magician tries to create an illusion, it forced them to see through the illusion of themselves also. And then they can really not like that. It kind of forced them to see, yeah, you like to view yourself as this loving, healing, giving person, but you're only in that energy so long as other people aren't healing and growing and changing and maturing. Because that, when they do, it requires you to have to get out of your ego nature and prideful nature and admit that you have some healing and growing and maturing to do. And you refuse to do that because, pride comes before the fall. They think, I don't have to. And that's true. They don't have to. It's just that those people aren't going to be in their life anymore. And they're not going to keep indulging them in whatever shadowy way of being that they have. And if they want to keep staying in their pride and ego, well then, when they go out to try to get someone who's a loving, nurturing person, try to convince them, oh no, I've healed, I've moved on, I'm willing to bring a dream into reality. They know they're lying. And then the whole time they're in that relationship, I think they're stressed out that the next person they get in a relationship with is going to listen to their intuition and see through the illusion of this person, and that person's going to move on. It's an injustice for someone who's not aligned with their more hopeful, believing, loving nature and being just and fair and acting with character and integrity to try to get in a relationship with someone who is like that. For their own selfish, greedy, prideful, I want to be in relationships with people like that, but I don't want to be that type of person. And if they keep trying to do that, it's probably not going to work out, because eventually those people are going to listen to their intuition. I love you, but I'm not going to stay in a relationship with someone who's not being authentic, where I kind of have to be in a relationship with your egoic, defensive nature, kind of like your cardboard cutout person. And I don't want to stay in a relationship just for the ego or the image or whatever. I love and believe in myself, and I have my life to manifest my dreams into reality, and it's not about living a fake life. That isn't how I want to live my life. You might be happy living your life like that. It works for you, I guess, if you can find loving people to be in a relationship with that indulge you in that way. Don't think it's anything to be proud of. But if that's how you want to live your life, you have free will. What's just and fair is for them to be in a relationship with someone who's like themselves. Someone else who might be kind of more about themselves, more about ego and image. That would be the type of relationship they should be in. Then the only thing they've got to worry about is if other people are intuitive that it is them being in a relationship more for the ego and image, because of course they don't want people to think that they're materialistic, superficial, shallow people. But if they get in a relationship with someone who's on the same page as them, then, you know, they'll just both keep up pretenses about why they're in the relationship. So the high vibe people, the people who work through the conflict, are no longer stuck. They've seen the truth. They offered love to the situation to get through their own mental conflict, and they're taking action in love and offering love to the other people in their life that they think might be receptive to moving forward with them in this way. And just some of the people in your life were defensive to you, and you moved away from them, or they moved away from you, because your truth and how you live your life isn't their truth and how they want to live their life. And some of the people that we could offer love to are defensive to us. Some of those people, it's because they've already moved on in loving relationships of their own. For some, we weren't seeing people clearly, and they really might be more about themselves, indulging someone or being indulged. And we offer love to the situation to not get up in our head about it, and we keep moving forward in love. And some of the people in our life are in a mental prison about the fact that we probably do see the truth of who they are. Some of those people, you know, they don't like it when other people see the truth that they're more prideful or egotistical or in wanting to be indulged or indulging someone else for these things of the world. But you can always know some people, they're kind of battling within themselves. Do I believe in myself? Do I believe in love? Am I willing to take this inspired action to wrap my brain around this game of life and realize how my own fears and insecurities, if I keep aligning with those, I'm probably going to have people in my life that are happy I live my life like that because that's how they live their life? Or do I want to align with the people in the world who are encouraging me to love and believe in myself? And if I want to move forward with those people, I need to do this work within myself to wrap my brain around all this and get more balance within myself and love myself and work through my fears and insecurities and temper my fears and insecurities and listen to my intuition. If I want to grow to my full potential and feel more balance within myself and I want to be in loving relationships, I need to work through whatever within me stops me from doing that within myself. And then realize that, I might have some people in my life who really don't want me to live my life that way. And I maybe wouldn't indulge in certain friendships or relationships with people because they really don't want me to become all I can be, or they don't want me to heal, or they don't want me to believe in my dreams. And we can wish everybody peace and love. You're just not the people that I maybe invest a lot of time, energy, or effort into in my world. You're someone I know, an acquaintance. We all have all sorts of acquaintances that we can have a good time with and visit with, and but are you the main people that I'm going to offer love to and go on this long-term kind of relationship with? No. What's coming up for people who harness some high vibe Scorpio energy that they might not see coming up? Oh, and as you're moving forward, because you have free will, you're going to be given choice. There's going to be some people you will meet that just want to be the next person to try to manipulate you, control you, or indulge in a relationship with you. And there's going to be other people that are authentic and loving and truthful and honest. And listen to your intuition. Do not be tempted by your prideful nature, your egoic nature. Who has learned lessons in life? Who has looked at life from a higher perspective? Who has detached and taken inspired action in their life to do this work within themselves like you did, and who's just trying to create the illusion that they did and kind of tempt you into just being in a relationship because you want to be in a relationship or something, or have a job, or have a friend, whatever the case could be, that really would stop you from having your dreams come into reality. The devil is always going to try to stop us when we're ready to give birth to something new, because life-giving energy is about giving birth to something new. And the devil always tries to stop us from doing that. So, which would be people who are in a shadowy Capricorn energy. High vibe Capricorn energy is about freeing yourself. So who are the people who are trying to tempt you in your more worldly nature, and who are the people who have freed themselves from their more worldly nature and want you to, keep moving forward in that way? What's coming up that you don't see coming? The Empress, the Eight of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, because of the Page of Cups. Well, for one thing, for the people who are in it right now, battling within themselves, or having recently gotten out of some things that they're dealing with, because you have that hopeful, believing spirit and your loving nature, it helps you heal, and offering yourself love and putting in this work and effort to get balance within yourself. The Empress energy, again, can talk about how we think and feel because it's a feminine energy. This is a masculine energy. You are taking action in love. And you're offering love to yourself and others. And the Empress is Libra Taurus energy. Taurus earth sign energy. Libra represented by the scales of justice. You're offering yourself love to get balance within yourself about your philosophy of life and what your truth is. And the truth is, you don't want to be in more codependent relationships. Some people like these imbalanced type relationships. I'm the parent, you're the teacher. I'm the teacher, you're the student. I'm the more wise, mature person, you're the less mature person. Children eventually want to be independent. And when we're ready to get out of that more codependent nature, the high vibe people are ready to be more independent. The Eight of Cups is walking to the Nine of Cups to be more independent. They've seen the truth. It's time for me to detach from that old pattern of life where I am in more codependent energy. And it's time I learn to love my own inner child nature instead of looking to other people to love me and validate my worth and value. When I'm always looking outside of myself for those things instead of me doing it within myself, it gets me in these codependent relationships. I need to love me. I need to become more independent in the world. I need to see the truth. I am ready to detach from that old way of viewing life and way of being in relationships, or being the loving, nurturing person to people who are kind of immature. I want to be in relationships with other people who have grown up and matured themselves, who have looked at life from a higher perspective, who are a loving person within themselves. And I'm going to let the more immature people go get in a relationship with someone else. I'm going to get out of my own savior complex, and I'm going to get out of my complex about thinking someone else was the end all be all. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to detach from that foundation. I'm going to take the lessons I've learned from that life experience to look at life from a higher perspective and high vibe Aquarius energy, to have hope and faith and belief in my dreams. I'm not giving up my dreams. I'm giving up an old way of viewing life, an old way of viewing relationships, a way I could have acted in relationships, the way I could have viewed other people. I'm dealing with the truth of it. I want to move forward with people who are authentic and loving and balanced and just and fair and act with character and integrity, who are independent, who look at life from a higher perspective and believe in their dreams. And I think as you do that and you keep moving forward in that way, there's going to be other people that you've offered love to that are going to want to move forward with you, and other people you meet in your life. And there's going to be some people who don't, who are mad that you are living your life like that because you're not indulging them in their ego. And the same way, if you're going and looking for a job, if you come in for a job and you seem to be this balanced, loving person who's stable and grounded within yourself, some people are like, yeah, I don't want to move forward with you. You know, if people are shadowy, they like to be the center of attention. If they think what you bring to the table would make you kind of look like a shining star, some people don't want to hire you. If they like to manipulate and control people and they don't think that they can manipulate and control you, they don't want to be in a relationship. And it's the same way in workplaces and in friendships and relationships. And then some people have already moved on in their own loving relationships. We might meet people, we don't know if they're in relationships or not. And some of those people, high vibe people, wish other people peace and love and joy. I hope it works out for you, but I've already moved on with people. I'm already in relationship with people who are on the same page as us. Well, we don't go in our shadowy energy and feel like our life is over and our dream can't come into reality, and now we're just going to go indulge in whoever we can find. It's like, no, we probably already learned the lesson. We've already probably been in a relationship with people like that, or they are someone we've been in a relationship with before. And God knows that there isn't energetically like not being on the same page, because there is nothing new or meant to learn from them. Our dreams are still ahead of us. And so we keep moving forward, standing in our truth to find the people who are on the same page as us at the same time. Some people could feel betrayed and, they got in their ego that maybe some people moved on in their life. So now they're just trying to find someone else in their ego to look like they've had a victory. Or trying to manipulate people, trying to hurt people, trying to deceive people, confuse people. Look at me, I went and got in a different relationship. Doesn't that make you feel betrayed? Doesn't that make you feel left out in the cold? Aren't you going to come back and quit giving up on your dreams and come back and do the relationship the way I want to do it because I know you love me? And some people are like, yes, I do love you. And every day you show me that you're not the type of person I would want to be in a relationship with. I can love people and wish the best for them. And I don't want to be in a relationship with them anymore. I see we're driven and motivated by different things, and I maybe see that they're quite immature and quite indulgent. So, what's coming up for some people who harness some shadowy, more worldly Scorpio energy that they don't see coming? Okay, we have the Nine of Swords, the Hierophant, the Tower, the Page of Pentacles, the Death card, the Two of Cups, and this card not showing itself, which is the King of Pentacles. And the reason is because of the Queen of Wands. Well, for one thing, if some of the shadowy people right now that want to bring a dream into reality with someone, thinking someone's going to move forward with them in a victory, for some of those people, that isn't going to work out. They could have been up in a mental prison about if someone was kind of going to indulge them in them harnessing shadowy Leo Taurus energy, Gemini energy, Scorpio energy. Oh, I know you want this to work. I know you want this job. I know you want this relationship. I know you want this friendship. Aren't you going to be in your ego about what I'm doing and that I might be being defensive to you? I might be being prideful or egotistical. Aren't you going to indulge me in being that way? And the people they were in a relationship with were kind of stressed out about it. But in high vibe Leo energy and in their philosophy of life, in their Taurus energy, they offered love to themselves to work through their fears and insecurities and anxiety about it. And they saw the truth. That we operate from a different philosophy of life. That's the Hierophant. It dictates the decisions we make in our life based on how we view life. And people realize we operate from a different foundation. What drives and motivates you is different than what drives and motivates me. And I see the truth. I need to detach from you. And I'm going to emotionally detach from you, even though I could have love for you. You're more about the world, secretly, or about yourself, or ego, or image, or money, or materialism, or just wanting to be in a relationship, or just to get married. But it's more because of ego and image. It's not because of truth and love. And that's not my truth. My truth is I do love and believe in myself. And I'm not manipulated by the same things you're manipulated by. And I'm going to go move forward in a new beginning. I've seen the truth. I don't want to live my life being more about the ego and the image and the status and live a fake life where I don't free myself and grow to my full potential. And that's what, when we get in relationships with people who are more shadowy, they don't want us to grow to our full potential because they want us to keep manipulating us in that workplace, in that friendship, in that marriage. And what they didn't see coming is that people would let go. They don't think this is a safe and stable foundation to stay in. And they didn't ever think these people would see through the illusion or the manipulation or their own fear or insecurity and be willing to detach, but they did. And emotionally, they don't want to be in a relationship with these people anymore. They don't want to work there. They don't want to invest in them anymore. If they were going to marry them, they don't want to marry them. If they were married to them, they don't want to be married to them anymore. And some of these shadowy people are shocked. How, if you were to stay in the relationship with me, we would look like we're moving forward victoriously and successfully. I can't believe you listened to your intuition and tempered your fears and insecurities to detach from me, because they never do that. All the things and the people in their life that manipulate and control them, they never want to deal with the truth of it. All those things keep manipulating them. So it was shocking that the high vibe people in their life were willing to detach from them when they know that you have love for them. They love all these people and all these things in their world. They're not willing to become independent of those people and things and live their own life. But you are. You're willing to shine your own light in the world from a place of peace and love. I offered you love and encouragement to move forward with me in this way. To heal, to grow, to mature, to be just, to be fair, to be free, to live your authentic life. And you didn't want to do it. So yeah, I'm not going to stay imprisoned in what imprisons you. I did the work within myself to free myself. And I'm going to go live my authentic life. And go be in relationships with people who want to do love and justice and fairness. Another thing they might not see coming, the Queen of Wands can represent the other man, other woman. There's going to be other people who want to get in a relationship with them. If it's another loving person, this whole pattern's going to repeat itself again. But they might get in a relationship with someone who's like them. Someone else who has some fears and insecurities about their ego and their image, because they could have been in relationships with people who wanted them to be a student of life and be willing to grow and mature themselves, and they weren't willing to. So someone like that might want to come get in a relationship with them. They could be shocked. There was some people in the world that they didn't think that they could manipulate or that wouldn't love and believe in themselves. And some of those people are going to come get in a relationship with them. But it's not going to be because of love. They also might not be willing to marry them or grow or mature themselves. But they'll be in a relationship with them. And this person might think, oh, wow, this is great. Look, this person, but, sometimes other people who are shadowy, I tried to manipulate someone else. It didn't work. I'm in my ego. I want to get in a relationship with someone else to prove that I can get in a relationship with someone else, or because I'm in my ego. But, do I really want to stay in this relationship? If we have two people that kind of like to manipulate each other, manipulate other people, kind of like to be the center of attention and the boss, because they don't know how to play nicely with others, then it could be a problem because they both want to be the one who is manipulating the other person. And for some of them, if they go get in a relationship with someone like that, that's what could happen. They thought, someone who is maybe on the same page as them would be willing to move forward with them in a relationship, and it didn't work out the way they thought. Because that person isn't maybe driven and motivated by love either. It's like, I don't know. It was just good for my ego and image at the time, but I'm always looking to see who's the next person I could get in a relationship with, or who's going to indulge me more. If I do have some shadowy traits and characteristics, did you want me to change? I don't like to change. Do I think you have some shadowy traits and characteristics that I don't like, and I want you to change, but you don't change? It's hard to find someone who's willing to indulge you in your shadowy ways of being. And if they think there's someone else who might be more fearful or insecure or something that they can go manipulate, I'll just go find someone else who I think I can manipulate into doing what I want. So anyway, shadowy people probably going to always live more from their mind than their heart, trying to always strategize, what can I do to make me look victorious and successful? Who can I manipulate? And loving people, I would say, are in an energy of peace and joy and balance, not being around people who are like that. So that in itself is a blessing. So there you go, Scorpio energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.